talking about is Niti Aayog versus Planning Commission. Okay, so we will see the difference here, and there is some difference which I have bought for you. Okay, so now first of all, Niti Aayog is an expanded version. So let me draw one line here. It's expanded, okay, and it has a scope to financial powers also. Okay, and the financial powers are like setting priorities and designing the schemes and the programs and influencing the government, budget divisions and all, but whereas the planning commission also has more expanded powers, especially if you say, with expanded scope, okay, is planning, but financial powers, if you see, is taken by planning commission. Okay, so here they don't have any financial powers. This is expanded by the planning commission. Okay, now good or bad, planning commission is influence, and it is measured through 60 years of annual planning has been done, and all the grants have been taken, especially finance part, in the zilla panchayats and the municipalities they have done, and it's an autonomous organization. Okay, so influencing of planning commission was not very much, they were not following the same protocol or not. So okay, so yes, you can say that it was not properly functioned, non-planned, not properly functioned. Okay, so this was not done properly also, and as I said also, there are some apprehensions that Niti Aayog will be performing such allocative functions. So here also, if you talk about that allocation part, is being done by Niti Aayog. Okay, so however, the committee was not appreciated for allocations, as I said also, so the Ministry of Finance was not happy with Niti Aayog, and ultimately it again came back to planning commission. Okay, now like planning commission, planning commission has a legal support. Okay, and Niti Aayog also has a legal support. So okay, so basically all this general financial rules, etc., and all these rules and regulations are there in the planning commission also. Okay, but whereas in NGOs are not there, so NGOs are not there. Okay, but whereas here in Niti Aayog, NGOs are also there. Okay, then particularly all the annual plan and process of the NGOs and the state governments, everything is involved in Niti Aayog. Okay, now let's talk about the composition of Niti Aayog. So let me just drop this. So there are small changes between planning commission and Niti Aayog. As I said, it is more expanded. Okay, now let us write the composition of Niti Aayog. Okay, so now, like planning commission, Niti Aayog is also chaired by the Prime Minister. Okay, so Prime Minister is the one who participates there. Okay, so like planning commission, even Niti Aayog is being chaired by the Prime Minister. Okay, now one more important thing, for all practical purposes, a vice chairman is there. Okay, so now this is a very interesting point. A vice chairman in the rank of a cabinet, so a vice chairman has to be in the rank of a cabinet minister. Okay, so who is in the level of let me write it down here, level of deputy chairman or planning commission. Okay, and one more thing is also there. Let me just wrap this. Okay, so as I said, that deputy chairman or cabinet minister has to be there, a vice chairman also has to be there apart from the prime minister, and he must be in the level of a deputy chairman or a deputy planning commission, and a CEO, that is chief executive officer equivalent to secretary planning commission should run the who runs the affairs of the institution. So there must be a CEO who should run the affairs of all the day-to-day institution. Okay, so now I'm giving you the current members of the Niti Aayog team. So let me write it down here. So let me rub this. Current members of Niti Aayog. Okay, so here I'll write the first one is very easy to remember. The chairperson is Shri Narendra Modi. Okay, vice chairperson is Dr. Rajiv Kumar. Okay, so he is the vice chairman and he is in the level of deputy planning commission, as I said. Then full-time member, so there is a full-time member, Professor Ramesh Chand or Ramesh Chand. Then again full-time member is Shri V.K. Saraswat. So there are three full-time members, Dr. Bibek Debroy. Okay, and then finally the chief executive officer, Shri, let me write it down here, Shri Amitabh Kant or Amitabh Kant. Okay, so these are the correct members of the thing, and as I said also, if you talk about the chairperson, then the governing council. So let me just draw a mind map for you for Niti Aayog. So quickly we'll draw here, so it will be easy for you to remember. Okay, so let me draw a flow chart for you. As I said, so we'll just color it up. So I'll write here, chairperson is the Prime Minister. Okay, then comes is the Governing Council. So here I will draw is the CMs of the states and lieutenant or assistant governors or deputy governors. Okay, then after governing council comes is the regional councils. Okay, now these regional councils are basically formed, I'll say that they are basically formed on priority basis or on need basis, which comprise of CMs and lieutenant governors of the region. Okay, then comes is your members. So members are maximum 2 people. They are rotational members. They keep on rotation from relevant institutions, from very famous institutions. These members are done. Okay. Then after that comes is your part-time members. Okay. Now full-time members are basically, now they have changed that. So full-time members have become now full-time. So they cannot like, they always have to be there full-time basis members. So they are 3 or 4, and part-time members can be 2, and they also are in rotational basis. Okay, so this is the part-time members, and then we can continue this. So after part-time members, I'll write it down here because there is no place, so I'll write it down. After part-time members, so this is the first, then governing council second, then regional counseling fourth, and then after regional counseling, then I come to is your members, yes, fourth, and then comes to part-time members. Now I'm writing the 6th one. So let me just rub this. So yes, the 6th one is, as I said, is ex officio members. So maximum 4 from Council of Ministers, and they should be nominated by Prime Minister of India. So they should be nominated by the PM. So nominated by PM. Then next comes the 7th one is special invitees. So as I said, there are some resource, it's like a resource tank. So you know, you always have special invitees also. Okay, so they are also participants. Now who are the special invitees? So they are experts. Okay, they are specialists. They are practitioners with knowledge of the subject. So domain knowledge means I'm writing here with knowledge of the subject. So whichever subject they are very expert, so they will give their opinions also. So they are called as special invitees. And yes, then comes is the CEO. Okay, he is also appointed by Prime Minister, and it's a fixed tenure. Okay, and this chief executive officer should be from the secretary rank. I had already discussed this. And the last one, 9th position, is the secretariat. Okay, so accordingly he can change and deem necessary. So whenever you require, so he is in the last position. So let me discuss the flow chart once more for your understanding. So the first, if you see, if I have written, is the chairperson, that is the Prime Minister. Then comes the governing council, who's been handled by the CMs of the states and the left governors. And then comes the regional councils, who are formed on the need basis, comprising of CMs and lieutenant governors. Okay, so as I said is, yes, so chairman, and then comes the governing council, who are the CMs and the lieutenant governors. Then comes is the regional councils. They are formed on the basis of need of CMs and lieutenant governors of the region. Then comes are your members. They are full-time basis, and part-time members are only 2 rotational from relevant institutions are being taken up. And then comes the ex-official members, which you can see on the screen, maximum 4 from Council of Ministers. which are again nominated by the PM. And then there are special invitees, experts, specialists, practitioners of knowledge, of the subject. And then comes the CEO, who's a full-timer, and he's appointed by a fixed tenure of 5 years or 3 years or 2 years, and he should be of secretary rank. And the final is the secretary, which is deemed as necessary. Whenever we need, we can make some changes. Okay, so this is very, very important also, as you said, when we are talking about Niti Aayog. So that is very, very important, and we can't forget about these all things also, as I said also, that when we were talking about it. So now the next thing we will talk about is, because now when we have spoken about Planning Commission, we have spoken about Niti Aayog, we will also talk about a very important body for, for economic or Indian economy, that is called as the National Development Council. Okay, so National Development Council followed with the Finance Commission and the States Finance Commission. Okay, so we'll come to the next topic. Yes, let me rub this. Okay, so now let me talk about is the National Development Council. Now, the National Development Council, so because these are the very important topics of discussion, and especially for your UPSC exams, they can ask you that what is the national development. These are all coming under the Planning Commission or the Planning of India. So National Development Council is also, there's another name, let me write it down, or the Rashtriya Vikas Parishad, was set up on 6th August 1952. So why was this set up? To strengthen and mobilize the effort and resources of the nation in support of the plan. What plan? The 5-year plan. So this is also a governing body called as National Development Council, which also helps the 5-year plans. Okay, so it also now what are the functions? Let me continue this. It also helps to promote common economic policy in all spheres and to ensure the balanced and rapid development of all parts of the country. Okay, now this is basically done so that there's a common economic policy which is to ensure the balance and rapid development of all parts of the country. So that is also very important. So let me just wrap this and let me continue some more points about NDC. Okay, now the council was again reconstituted. Okay, so that is very important. It was again structured. The council was reconstituted on October. Okay, so this is very important. On October 7, 1967, which is the, this is very important as a general knowledge question, which is the highest decision, so NDC is the highest decision making authority in the country in the area of development matters. Okay, so it's a constitutional body with a representation from both the centers and the states, and the council is basically, headed by the prime minister. So let me just write down this so that you remember this more. So as I said, it's a very important and a very, very important highest decision making. So you can understand how important is NDC. So let me write it down here. It is a constitutional body with representation from both the center and the states. The council is headed by the PM, and all union cabinet ministers, state chief ministers are also there. So it's such an important body. Okay, then obviously it's a list is endless because there are representatives of union territories, then members of planning commission are its members. So many people are involved. Okay, and I will keep writing some more points also. The secretary, very important and interesting point, the secretary or the member, it's also called as the member secretary. So the member secretary